What is up, guys, and welcome back to another episode of the Leeds United Career Mode. This is episode number 110, and I want to say quickly, guys, if you can hear that fan in the background, I apologise. It's very warm right now, and there's nothing I can do about it. But one thing I'm going to say before we move into today's episode, guys, you left me a suggestion, or a few of you guys left me a suggestion in order to be able to throw games in case I wanted to move clubs. But the only issue with that is that when I've tried to do it, I did make sure it worked. It did work, but the clubs that we got on offer were Championship and all English clubs, which I don't want to do. I want to try and move away from England. So by the end of this season, if no job has come up that I can actually take, we will be starting another career mode. And I've decided, guys, as well, I will not be playing Premier League games from here on out. You can see we've got around, I want to say we've got about, I'd say 11 games left. Yeah, 11 games left with 16 points clear. I'm not going to play any more Premier League games. It's going to be completely Champions League from here on out unless we get knocked out. And if we do get knocked out of the Champions League, I'll be simming till the end. I am going to keep a save file, though, of this series, and we will be able to revisit it come the back end of the FIFA 17 if that is the case. But I feel as though, guys, there's no point me staying here at Leeds, and I'm going to disappoint a lot of you guys out there that want me to stay at Leeds. But the thing is, guys, our team's too good. I get very bored in just winning everything over and over again because it comes to the point where I've not got much of a challenge, which is why I want to try and leave here at Leeds. But if I leave for a club like Bayern Munich or Real Madrid or Barcelona, there's not much point in me doing that because those teams as well are extremely good in their respective leagues. And therefore, if I was to leave for them, there'd be no point in me continuing it. So that's why if a job doesn't come up that takes my fancy or that I see and then we can actually join, you can see right now the manager rating's only 60, then I will be creating another career mode in FIFA, or rather, I was about to say in FIFA 18, but it's not FIFA 18 yet. In this career mode, rather this FIFA, I will be creating another career mode at the back end of this season. So hopefully everybody understands. I mean, you guys give me immense support anyway, and you guys are absolutely unbelievable. And everything I've asked of you guys, you've done it and you've excelled at it. And it's just so cool to see the fact that I can have so many of you guys comment on videos, watching my videos and stuff like that. And I appreciate everything, like I say numerous times. But as I said, I feel as though we've come to probably the end of our time here at Leeds United. And of course, you watched last episode, it wasn't completely live. But as I say, I'm not interested in too much in playing Premier League games, so we are going to go ahead and sim them. I apologise to anybody that wants to watch Premier League games. But the thing is, guys, unless I get knocked out of the Champions League, I don't want to be continuing this on any further than it has to be. We're 6 seasons in now, and this is a point where I'm thinking, you know what, it's come to the end of its tether. So I will be going ahead, simming these games as fast, or trying to get through them as fast as possible. So this is the first one here up against Bournemouth. Going to go ahead and sim this one. We'll see the outcome of this. But in terms of the teams that I will be looking to move, I can say right now, guys, it will definitely not be an English club. I'll be giving you guys a straw poll, like always. You guys always make the final decision. But there'll be 2 teams from Italy, France, Germany, and Spain that you guys can choose from. I may even throw one more division in there. I'm not entirely sure. But there will be those teams that you can choose from, and you guys will make the final decision on who we move to in terms of teams. I'm going to pick 2 teams from each league that I like the look of and think that we could have an entertaining series with, and you guys will make the decision as to where we end up going. So, of course, it's completely down to every single one of you out there. And for anybody that has said or wants me to stay at Leeds as well, I'm sorry to disappoint you, but of course, as I say, it needs to be entertaining for me to play as much as it needs to be entertaining for me to play as much as it does entertaining for you guys to watch. And if it's not entertaining for me to play, the chances are it won't be entertaining for you guys to watch as well. So we drew 1-1 there with Bournemouth to kick this episode off. I think we have a Manchester United game coming up right now, which we will not be playing. As I mentioned, we're going to sim it, and I apologise as well, like I said, if you do not enjoy the sims. But I want to get this done quickly. I want to get through it and just really see what happens come the end of the season. Hopefully our manager rating will go up a little bit in terms of that one. We're not going to be able to complete the Youth Academy project, which means we're probably not going to keep, probably not going to get our manager rating up in terms of that one. So I'm not really looking forward to seeing what happens come the back end of the season. So we're just looking now to see if we can get ourselves into another Champions League final. We are through in the round of 16. If you haven't watched that last episode, go back and watch it. We played Real Madrid over 2 legs, and we did in fact go through. So we're already into, I think, the quarterfinals now of the Champions League. So we're looking as if we can get ourselves back to the final again, hopefully, come the end of this season. We scored here inside the first few minutes. Oxford getting us off there, and Umtiti equalised, but Barkley will make it 2-1. And away games are really, really weird, because sometimes you win them, sometimes you end up drawing, and sometimes you do in fact lose, as Barkley looks as if he's given us the 3 points away from Old Trafford. We do in fact beat Manchester United by 2-1 there with that sim. So pretty decent result there as well. I think we've got one more game coming up against Watford, and then we will be into the first gameplay of the episode, which will be that Champions League game. Let me see on the calendar, actually. I'm pretty sure we've got Watford and then a Champions League game. Yes, oh no, we don't. We have Brighton and then Champions League game. So as I said, I apologise in advance for anybody that doesn't like watching simmed games, but it is the way it is, and I don't particularly want to be playing these Premier League games, especially when you can win it by just simming. One, I want to save my time and your guys' time, and 2, I want to get this out of the way as quick as possible to decide what we're doing next, because I don't want to be stuck dwelling on this series and just keeping here at Leeds, because, as I mentioned, our team's way too good to do that, and I'm not looking forward to seeing if... I mean, I know for a fact as well, I'll just skip the Sims from now on just to get through it a little bit quicker, but I know for a fact our manager rating isn't going to go up in time in order to be able to get our hands on another position in terms of a new job. So there's no chance that we're ever going to be able to go and join another team, and that's going to frustrate me massively, because I know for sure it's going to get on my nerves, and it's most likely going to get on your guys' nerves as well. We're going to go ahead and play a weaker team in this one, just because I don't want to risk injury to players and stuff when we got that game against Bayer Leverkusen coming up. But that's the team for this one here against Brighton. And as I mentioned, guys, I'm not really too bothered in the way of this one going whichever way. We did, in fact, win it by 3-1 there after I skipped it very quickly. But as I mentioned, looking forward to seeing if we can get our hands on another Champions Cup final appearance, and if we can, make it 3 out of 3 in the finals appearances. But I'm not too bothered about the way results are going. You can see we're not on track, and this is exactly what I mean. I knew for a fact that this was going to go wrong, and you can see there's no chance we are doing that long-term... no chance of us doing it, basically. So the chances are our manager rating is not going to go up at all, which is going to frustrate me as well. But it is what it is, and if that's the case, we will just have to begin a new career mode with somebody else. If you haven't watched as well yesterday, guys, we had, or rather, I think yesterday, we had another episode of the Road to Glory career mode out. If you're not watching that, go ahead and watch it, give it a watch. It's a very entertaining series in the fact that we have to work our way up from the bottom to the top, and we also had a lot of transfers come into the next season, which we're yet to get our hands on, but hopefully we'll get our hands on that in a few more games' time, because I have made a number of signings still to come for the next season, because, of course, a lot of them are leaving on loan. So that series is still going to be ongoing as well, no matter what happens with this one. But we are looking as if we want to try and get our hands on a different team and spice the series up a bit. This is going to be the team that I'm going to name, actually. We're going to keep Grimaldo out on that left. Bellerin, Green, Neymar. In fact, I'm going to take Neymar off, and Leon Bailey can come back into the team. He, of course, was signed as a sort of replacement for the outgoing Anthony Martial, but not really like for like, because he does play out on the left as well. Anthony Martial, although he could play there, never did for us. So that's the team for the first game of this episode. We will be on legendary difficulty as always. I will show you the sliders as well before we go into the game, just to show anybody that is questioning what happens when we go into our games here. Leverkusen is the opponent. Can we get past them? I think personally it should be quite a comfortable affair, but they did knock me out in the My Player series. End up winning that one, so hopefully it won't happen again here. You can see all the sliders still at 50, including our side and their side, of course. Let's go into this one. Let's hopefully get the win, and let's hopefully take a little bit of pressure off ourselves for the second leg upcoming. If we can get a away goal in this one, I'll feel quite confident for the second leg. And if that happens, it looks as if every time we've managed to get an away goal, we've always gone through in the Champions League. I think actually we've never been knocked out of the Champions League. The only 2 times we've appeared in it, we have won it. So it is what it is. But normally when we get the away goal, we do quite well for ourselves. So we need an away goal here. We didn't get one against Real Madrid last game, or last sort of knockout phase. We need to get one here for me to really just calm my nerves and not need a goal. Let's go. All right, for anybody interested, I am going to show you the team that Leverkusen do in fact have. That is their lineup: Vollen, Brand, Baumgartlinger, Ramilo, Bellarabi, Jedvaj. They've got Dragovic, Tau, Vendel, and they've also got a goalkeeper. I don't really know who the goalkeeper or the cam is, but the rest of the team is pretty decent there, and it looks as if they could in fact cause a bit of an upset, I want to say. Not really sure, though, if it's going to come to fruition for them. I think, personally, we will probably be the team that's going through in this one. Let's go into it, and let's hopefully get that away goal that I've been talking about. Good tackle from Kante. Gets us on the go already here. Firmino now with the ball at his feet. Got the run of Barkley. He has given it into Ross. Ross going to have to take the strike on early. He did take it on early. The keeper pushed it out for a corner. But early signs here are very good for us. Good attack on the go there. And we've actually got James Rodriguez playing at centre-back for us today. I mean, not James Rodriguez. I meant Ricardo Rodriguez is what I meant. And as soon as I was saying that, we got the chance. We won the header. It comes back off the bar. Ross Barkley's there. I said we needed an away goal. And it's literally taken us 5 minutes to get it. I was talking about Ricardo Rodriguez starting the game at centre-back today in place of, I think it was Oxford, who is actually out injured at the moment. He's normally default set, and he's normally plays his trader at left-back. Eric Bailly with a bullet header there. It comes back off the bar. Ross Barkley says, thank you very much. I will tap that in. 1-0 up in this one. We've got the away goal. It looks as if the Champions League semi-final could well be upon us if we can continue the way we started off in this one. What a start that is. Let's build on it now. Lukaku now on the ball. Got the run of Ross Barkley. Barkley, brilliant football. Surely going to be two. Ross Barkley, it is blocked, but it comes back. Oh no, rather the keeper made the save. Firmino keeps it in play. Can't get the ball back across the face of goal. There was a big chance there for Barkley to get his second. I probably should have tried to finesse it instead of just striking it into the back of the net. But this is exactly what I'm talking about, guys. We are dominating Leverkusen here. And if I'm dominating teams in the Champions League, it's probably time to move on and get a new challenge. Green. Now Lukaku. Good turn. Gives it to Firmino. Firmino waits for the run of Barkley. He will find it. He's not really the greatest to run, though. And he will get it back from Ross Barkley. Here is Firmino. And I'm trying to work a space here. Is it going to be offside? No, it's not. It's still onside. That what on earth has just happened? My players just seem to stop. Why did they stop there? It looked as if it was going to be offside. The referee kept his whistle in his pocket, and in the end, I sort of gave him way too much time and space. Barkley with a strike. Oh, I thought that was going to be the second goal. What a goal it would have been if that had have ended up in the back of the net from Ross Barkley. 20 minutes left in this one. So close from Ross Barkley. Look at that. Almost making it 2-0. It's still 1-0 though. We do have that away goal, though, in our advantage. Origi is actually coming off the bench here for Leverkusen. If you remember, formerly of Leeds United. Can he be the one to grab Bayer Leverkusen that equalising goal? They haven't looked like scoring. Maybe the addition of Origi can change that. Here is Origi on the ball already for Leverkusen. Gives a pass off. Eric Bailly misses his tackle. But he will still hold off the man from coming forward here. Kante, brilliant win back as well. This is what I'm talking about. Kante is unbelievable when he wins the ball back there, but he can't quite keep hold of it due to the fact that there was no run being made really off the ball. And then as soon as the run did come in... Oh, no! 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 This is exactly what I'm talking about. Divock Origi has just equalised for Bayer Leverkusen. The ball should have been dealt with so simply. And my two centre-backs get in an absolute muddle. You can see it's not a great through ball. Ricardo Rodriguez out of position. Bailly sliding. Rooney comes out. Can't reach it. And Divock Origi, just as I was saying he's going to possibly be the one to get the equaliser, he does just that. That's totally undeserved as well for Leverkusen. We've dominated the play here. I can't believe we are drawing this game, especially to a Divock Origi equalising goal. This is absolutely annoying. I don't know why that ball actually worked for them. It wasn't a great through ball. Our defender's got in an absolute mix-up, and it should have been dealt with, and I'm so angry right now. Do not concede again. We can't lose this one here. Mainly because every run that's being made off the ball for me is so shocking at the moment. There is Joel Green again. Stretch your legs, please, this time, Green. He does eventually stretch them. He is in the area as well. Joel Green! And he's fired it off target. Of course he has. A man with 99 finishing can't even hit the target. This is exactly how this game has gone for me. Totally undeserved from Bayer Leverkusen. They're going to get the draw out of this game. I have no idea how. And again, no idea how a man with 99 finishing can't even hit the target. Not in the 90th minute. Do not concede in the 90th minute. That's one thing I will not have happen. We eventually win it back, but it's given straight back to Divock Origi. Of course it is. There's Kante wing it. No, he doesn't even get the ball. He makes a great tackle, doesn't come away with it. And here come now, Bayer Leverkusen. It's 2-1. Of course it is. Completely undeserved Bayer Leverkusen. 90 minutes in the game. They've had literally 2 chances all game, and both of those has been golden. How is it that Joel Green, a man with 99 finishing, can't hit the target, yet the Bayer Leverkusen man can? No idea. I'm frustrated. This game has been an absolute joke from minute 1. We've had a lot of the play here, and somehow we're going to come away with a defeat in this first leg. I am fuming. I mean, look at those match facts. 3 shots to 9. This is stupid. Absolutely stupid. They had 2 shots on target in the entire game. We have to now play that home leg, and we have to win it. We can't afford a draw. And we've dominated there. That's the worst bit. We've completely battered Bayer Leverkusen, and we haven't come away with a victory. That's the most frustrating bit, I think, about the game that I've had there. We've got another sim game, guys. I'm completely not bothered about this result. I'm still fuming from that one against Bayer Leverkusen. We've got so much work to do in that home leg against them. We better win. I'm being serious. We actually better beat them. We get a 0-0 draw there against Chelsea. Better beat Bayer Leverkusen at home. If we do not beat Bayer Leverkusen, I am going to go mental. You can see, I still do not know how we have lost that by 2-1. Again, we absolutely battered them. I'm going to completely change this team around. They were a joke on the day. Neymar, you can come back in. I'm unfortunately going to have to play him at left mid as well. That's just so annoying. And we're going to keep Lukaku on the pitch, actually. Ericsson, come in, please, because you seem to do a good job for us whenever you play. Kante come out for Will Jackson. We're also going to get rid of Ricardo Rodriguez. He is not playing at centre-back for us today. At fault for basically the first goal there. Lou come back into the team as well. That's the team I'm going to name. We have a big 90 minutes coming up here. And potentially what is one of the most important games this season. I have to beat Bayer Leverkusen here. They didn't deserve to win that last one. If they go through and we are knocked out of the Champions League this early on, I will be fuming. We're going to go into this one exactly the same situation, or exactly the situation I didn't want to be in. I said we needed the away goal, but the fact that we lost it by 2-1, if we concede an away goal here, we can be potentially as good as out. I will show you again the sliders and everything involved. I am going to be mad if we lose this game. Do not let me down. Let's get the performance in that we know we're capable of. They shouldn't have beat us in the last one. Let's win this one. Alright guys, you may be thinking, what on earth's going on? Basically, the recording at this point, my audio decided to cut out and basically didn't pick up what I was saying during the live comm. So, I'm here to give you the last little bit of this episode with a post-comm style. And we're back into this one for the second leg here, of course, after we deserved really to win the first one, but fell to a 2-1 defeat. And Leverkusen started this one off absolutely flying out the blocks. 3 minutes in, really getting a strike away, but thankfully it went wide of the post. But from that minute on, I knew for a fact that I had to really commit to the plays that I had. And at this point, the stroke of half-time, you all know what happens when you get to the half-time whistle in FIFA. A lot of the time, you manage to score on the stroke of half-time. The referee actually, to his credit, waved play on, and I was thankful he did. Eriksen taken out there, but with the right foot, Romelu Lukaku, the man who I spoke about being inconsistent so far in this series, gets us the goal to bring us back on level terms. And as it stood, with the away goal, we were going through. But of course, if Leverkusen got one back here, it would mean that the away goals don't count, basically. If we got a second goal in the game, and then they scored as well to make it 2-1, it would be going to extra time and pens. But thankfully here, we got off to a good start in this end of the first half, basically grabbing ourselves the goal that mattered, bringing it back to 2-2 on aggregate. Of course, with that away goal, we would be going through as it stood, but I couldn't really bank on the fact that we had that goal there and that we would be going through in away goals. I knew I needed another goal at this point. I wanted to make sure that I would at least be ahead on aggregate, and you can see 56 minutes in, fantastic move again. Neymar with the ball at his feet, gives it to Eriksen. That is a phenomenal pass out wide to Januzaj, but for some reason, the man can't clear it. Januzaj strikes it goalwards. Thankfully, for Leverkusen, it was saved, but I couldn't quite create the chance off of that one, so I tried to make it again as I did come back here, and eventually we do get another chance to strike it goalwards. I give the ball away with Semedo stupidly here, but El Ghazi somehow wins it back, gives it to Lukaku. This is where we need his finishing to come into play, and there, it was so weak and straight into the corner, and the keeper made a decent save, but it was an easy one at that. I mean, that's where I needed Lukaku's finishing to just become clutch for me and grab me that second goal, but unfortunately wasn't meant to be. But then, Leverkusen with a mistake, tried to force the play. Eriksen wins the header, gives it to El Ghazi. El Ghazi to Lukaku. Lukaku gives it off to Neymar. Neymar waits for the run to come back in of the Belgian. He gets on the end of it, and very similar to his first goal in the other court, the opposite end of the pitch, rather, he manages to grab himself the second. So I spoke about his inconsistent finishing, but when we needed him, he really did step up. And that's why he is one of the best strikers in world football right now. Something like 90 rated or 91 rated he is right now. When we needed him, he stepped up and was the main man to grab ourselves the second goal in the game. So all that mattered now is that we kept out by Leverkusen. If we could keep them out and make sure they didn't score, this game would be going in our hands and we would be through to the next round. We actually, coincidentally, had one more attack in the game as well. 90th minute, Leverkusen trying to get themselves back in this one. It comes to Neymar on the left-hand side. I'm thinking he's going to finish one off. What a phenomenal save that is by the Leverkusen goalkeeper. It's actually not Leno either between the sticks for them. So both games here we played against them. Obviously, one of them being live and this one being post-com here for the last little bit of this. It was weird. It was so annoying because I controlled the play in both of them, had a lot of the play. The match facts showed that we were dominant throughout, and the fact of the matter is they took us all the way to have to come back in this one. And I spoke during the episode about the team being too good and about the team that I'm going to be able to win stuff is really easily. But this did show me that I have to sort of, I can't take stuff for granted. I have to really have to work for some wins in some cases, like this one here. Credit to us, we controlled both the games, but it showed. The fact that Leverkusen managed to almost knock me out of the Champions League in the games where they didn't play well and still scored from the chances that they created was not good by me. So that showed me that there is a possibility this season, although we were good against Real Madrid and controlled both games in there, we only got through for a slender 1-0 lead, a 1-0 aggregate win, and then that one there was also a very slender win again. So it showed me that we may not just be as easy as I'm thinking it's going to be here. But still, regardless, by the end of the season, I am looking to move on. So I want to thank you all so much for watching this episode of the Leeds United Career Mode, guys. Hopefully you've enjoyed it. If you have, I'd appreciate it if you could hit that like button. If we could hit 25 likes on this episode of the Road to Glory, or not the Road to Glory Career Mode, sorry, the Leeds United Career Mode, that would be greatly appreciated. Again, thank you to every single one of you guys who leaves comments, subscriptions, and likes. You guys are all mental, and you do so much for the channel and helping me grow, and I want to thank everybody personally. And at some point, there will be, I say, like a milestone video coming out once we hit a certain milestone, as I'm sort of planning it in my head. But hopefully you've enjoyed this episode regardless. We have Arsenal for the next round of the Champions League, and that will be coming up in another episode. So I'll catch you all for that later. Adios.